Alright, this video is selecting a niche. Alright, this is the first thing you need to do before you do any of the other steps, really. You want to get this part right. So, you can select a niche based on a few things. Preferably it's something that it's a topic that you enjoy because you're going to be doing a lot with it. At least you can systemize um, a VA to handle a lot of the stuff on your behalf. So, should be something you enjoy. Second thing you want it to be would be OCDness. All right, the next thing is you want to make sure that there's passion. All right, that's really the critical thing. All right, so there should be passion behind this niche. You wouldn't want to start a viral site about accounting because no one gives a shit about accountants. All right, so I guess that came out wrong. If you're an accountant, I apologize. But no one wants a viral site about accounting news and pictures. There's just no market for it, okay? So you gotta pick something that's worth the damn, that when you see on Facebook, people will want to click it and interests them. So that's why things like animals always do well. There's fishing, hunting, those kind of things. People, the markets where people spend a decent amount of money on or really care about. So like dogs, people treat their dogs like they're their children. Um, Cats would probably be another one. And there are lots of different ones to go with. Military is probably a great one. I was thinking of doing that just because my background's military, but I just went with the dog one because it just started it and it just kind of got away from me and kept going and growing, so I went with it. Um, Before you start, so what you really want to do is you want to come over and just start looking at some pages that already exist in Facebook. And don't get discouraged if there's already pages. Do you realize how many Husky pages there are? There's just freaking so many of them. I mean, mine's doing better than most because people don't really have, they don't really understand how to monetize it. And honestly, that's where I was for a little bit with this too. I started building the Husky page, not really understanding exactly what I was going to do with it, but I know that if you have a targeted market in a niche, it's never a bad thing. So, I mean, you can look at stuff like I love hunting. It doesn't have to be I love either. It could be whatever. But hunting, here's 28,000. Not a real lot. You want to look at something with like at least a couple 100,000 um, fans, or at least 100,000, I would say. So hunting in general though has 4 million that like it. So I would go with that. Here's another one. Hunting Magazine's got 1,600,000. All right, hunting is obviously a very passionate niche. Fishing would be another one. Um, You'd really have to dig in a few layers deep though sometimes because you may not find a page outright that just is about fishing. So, well, okay, here's a few, 83,000, so that's good. But there could be related pages to fishing like Bass Pro or something like that. So the people who like to fish probably like Bass Pro Shop, or hunters usually like this kind of stuff too. You just need to kind of play around a little bit and find enough Facebook pages. Make sure there's a market for it. You don't want to get all this way and then realize there's not a market for it. People who love cats. I mean, I'm just naming out a few here. There are a lot of other ones. Preppers is another good niche that I'm sure people are into. I mean, you could really go the route of just doing what Viral Nova did and Upworthy and BuzzFeed and just create a generic page, but that's tough to get off the ground. You kind of need to pick a niche, in my opinion, to really start a viral site nowadays because everyone's trying to do a copycat. So unless you bring something a little different to the table and can monetize it a little differently, so in the overview video, I mentioned a few ways to monetize. So there was obviously AdSense. There's the content networks. I mean, that's what everyone's doing, those two. But then I also added Amazon to the mix, and then you're building a highly targeted email list, which you could run CPA offers to and sell T-shirts to. I just want to show this T-shirt real quick, but you can send them T-shirt offers. Here's one, Keep Calm Husky. It's a husky, not a freaking wolf. This one sold. 35 were sold in the original campaign at $21.50 a piece. Profit on that's probably, I forgot what it was. It was something like $7, maybe $7 a shirt. But I mean, that's just a lot more. This is more money for you. Oops. Just kind of went over this. Make sure it has an audience. All right, and you do that by just going through Facebook and making sure that enough people like those things. And see, another way to do it would be to go to something like viralnova.com, which is a generic site, and then you can look at what kind of things, what are their categories, and then you can just kind of be a category of their whole thing. So you could do science. There's like that one website or a Facebook page I always see. I fucking love science. I don't know if you guys ever see that one, but I see people sharing stuff on that all the time. Like this is not very generic. This is not like super categorized. Let's see what BuzzFeed has. So BuzzFeed has. So here are some sections you could use. Politics, that's another good one. Sometimes, I mean, God, there are so many people making money right now just gaming right wing versus left wing, Republicans, Democrats, Tea Partiers. That it's just not even fair. So might as well make money on it, right? Celebrities, that'd probably be a very good one. People love celebrities. That's what a lot of these posts turn into anyway, even on these generic sites. Here's one right here. Please save us from Bradley Cooper's visor. Okay. Maybe he's going to get a Jeep too. Alright. Corny joke, but let's see. Alright. So that's selecting a niche. That's the first step. So what I suggest is write down a list of like 5 to 10 niches that you think that you want to do, and then narrow it by something you enjoy and passion. And then make sure obviously it has an audience. So take a list of 10 niches and then vet them against these 3 items of criteria, and then try to come up with one that you want to start with, because in the next step we're going to talk about making the Facebook page for it. And what's even better is if you can pick a niche that would have sub pages of a niche, if that makes sense. So for example, I picked dogs, but my pages aren't, I don't have a generic dog page because I mean, I probably could go that route, but I didn't get great interaction on it. And I may eventually try it again. But between all the breeds of like Huskies, Yorkies, German Shepherds, etc., those pages are hyper interactive in themselves. So if you can pick a niche and then pick sub niches for it, so for your pages, that would be a really great way to dial in. And that's going to help you when you build your email list, especially because, like I said, I'm not building an email list for people who like dogs. I'm building an email list for people who like Huskies, and then a separate one for Yorkies, etc. So yeah, it's great if you have a generic list in that regard, but having a laser targeted one is that much better. And I'm sure you understand the value in that. All right, so make your list, and in the next video, we're going to make the Facebook page for it.